All right, welcome everybody. Does anybody have any questions from the preparation or anything like that?
Quick question, since I didn't get a chance to do any of the homework on Tuesday, but basically it was the same stuff we did beforehand, but just with that other sheet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to make sure of.
Just had to click on the next tab on the bottom.
Okay.
I had one question on the homework that goes with lesson 13. Have you guys done that?
So I've done half of the homework.
Okay.
So,
I mean, in mine, it's just a p-value is different than what they say it should be. So it's not a huge deal.
mm-hmm.
It's just, I don't know why it's different than what it says.
I had something like that on the homework quiz for 13 because one of the cells was blank in the price sheet you had to input, and so one of my values was off, but it was like one of the last couple questions.
Yeah, we found that.
For 12.
I don't think I have any missing data on this one. No, I don't have any missing data. So that
What
can't be-
number was it for the homework? I don't know if I did it yet. But
It was the
It's
it was the homework quiz, so it was like number. It was near the end of the problems. I can't remember which one.
the homework question that I was having problems with was number 23. So it was like the last set.
oh, yep, I haven't done that one yet. Sorry.
Okay. So just if you guys get there and will you just, after you work out it, if you get the same thing as the answer or something different than what the answer is, will you just text me and maybe help me out with that one? Okay.
So I thought that I was going to do all the homework last night, but you guys know how Excel challenged I am. And it took me forever. I was like,
You should take B215 next semester, and that teaches you everything you need to know about Excel.
okay, that's good to know.
I'm taking B215 now. It is, wow. I thought I knew a lot before. I didn't know hardly anything. So, all right.
Well,
I had a quick question, actually. Have you guys figured out in the wording of the problems yet when you're supposed to do a single t-test, a paired, and then a two t-test yet? Or am I the only one that's kind of having a little bit of difficulty with that still?
You know, actually, in lesson 13, I think it addressed that a little bit more. I was confused after 12, but I think I received clarification after 13. So
I felt like I figured it out better in 13 too.
yeah. So the way I understand it is like if it's a paired sample, then whatever you choose in the second set is dependent on what you chose on the first one. So they're related in some way. So if they're completely unrelated, you know, they're both just random and they're not connected, it would just be a independent.
That's how I understood it too.
Okay. So the paired would be like, I'm just doing the values of men and women's salary. They're not dependent upon each other.
Right.
No.
That would just be a two sample. Whatever. Is that what they call it?
Yeah. So you don't have to subtract one from the other. You just have to put both of the things in.
Okay.
Like they have nothing to do with each other.
so like, what was one of the examples from chapter 12? What was one of the paired sample tests that we did?
It would be like weight loss before and after.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Right.
so it would be,
Okay.
It's the same person. So whoever participated in the first part has to participate in the second. It's dependent on it. The second part depends on who participated in the first part. Does that make sense? So you
okay.
choose the second set of data dependent on who the first pair was. You're not going to go out and choose Patty and I for the first half, and then you and Jeremy for the second half.
And then it's a paired sample test. We'll have 3 columns too. Have to figure out the difference between the 2.
Okay.
All right. What do we think? Want to take the group quiz?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, tell him.
He is a baby. Okay, did everybody get it up?
I'm ready.
Yep.
Okay.
So, we're on question number 3. Everyone's ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Yep.
So what requirements must be checked when conducting a hypothesis test comparing 2 means with independent samples?
Well, we know X needs to be normally distributed for each group, right?
Yep, and then we have to know the first one, that the simple random sample from each population.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Sample size does not have to be the same though, right?
No.
That one example in the lesson.
No, I think,
Have to.
yeah, like
Yeah.
there was like only 10 in one of them, and yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's only the first 2.
Yep, I agree.
Okay. The test statistic for a hypothesis test comparing 2 means with independent samples is, that's still the t-score, right?
Right.
Yeah.
The z-score we only use a z-score when there's one sample mean and we know the sigma. That's the only time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 2 samples are independent if.
The second one, knowing which subjects will be in group 1 tells you nothing about which subjects will be in group 2, right?
Correct.
Yes, I agree.
That should
Yep.
help you a little bit with your
Okay.
question, I think.
All right, thank you.
All right, so to download this Dennis Office Bills Excel spreadsheet. Less than 2.
I know, but you gotta choose your name. I'm Rosie Bosie. And baby Rosie.
So for this one, do we have to change the type of test to less than? Or
I don't know. I haven't read the question. I'm just putting the variables in right now.
Me too.
Sorry, I did it earlier.
You're
Okay,
way
so let's
too fast.
No,
Probably.
I prepare myself because I'm not fast.
So did you get the
Yeah, greater.
degrees? Okay, so what does it change if we do change that?
It'll change the p-value.
In the interval, right?
So I think that we do change it to. I think we do change it, don't we?
Yeah, we change it to greater.
To less than.
Change it to less than maybe because the Idaho Falls. You're seeing if the Idaho Falls is less than Rexburg.
Okay, you're right, yeah.
I think that's it. I think you would do,
Yeah.
if Idaho Falls is in column A, then I think it's,
Yeah, it says Idaho Falls is U1 and Rexburg is U2.
When you're all done with eating, then you get happy. Sometimes sitting on it.
Okay, so number 6, the degrees of freedom. I got 37.996. Is that right?
that's what I got
Yeah,
also.
yep.
Yeah, that's what I got too. Energy gain for Rexburg.
Was Rexburg the second set of numbers or the first?
Yeah, the second.
The second. So
Yes.
206, 637, is that?
That's what I got.
Yep, that's what I
Yep.
got.
The test statistics.
Okay, so this one is wrong on mine sometimes. So I got negative 0.434.
Yes.
That's what mine says too.
That's what I got. So do I understand it correctly that even if, okay, now in this particular example, it tells us, you know, which is, goes first, but if it doesn't and we just randomly choose, the only difference would be one is positive and one is negative. Is that correct?
Yeah, because on the homework, I think it was either on the homework or the prep, it said that if you had the variables in the different columns, your numbers would be reversed. And the other one
Okay.
would have been negative.
Okay.
Okay, go play.
Here's your document.
Okay, so the p-value I got was 0.333.
Yep.
That's what I got too.
That's what I got.
The correct decision.
Oh, what were we using? We were
0.1.
using 0.1, right?
What was your saying?
If the null
If it's
is low-
larger,
Oh, go ahead.
no, sorry, go ahead, because yours was good. Way to remember it.
Say that if the null is low, reject the null.
Yep.
It's kind of rhymes.
So the null is
So
We reject it.
because the null is 0.1 and then the alternate is 0.3.
So how does it even tell us what confidence level to use, though? I was just thinking about that.
I think you just,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I just use the 95 and
Yeah, I think maybe you use 95 unless they tell you to change it. But I'm not sure.
I'll help you when I'm done, okay?
that's why I say since the Excel spreadsheet starts out that way, I just go with it until they tell me to change it.
Yeah, I think. Okay, so on number 11, we used
It's number 2, right?
so if we use this instead, then
It's the same.
so would we have insufficient evidence?
Yeah.
So the last one?
Wait a minute. Okay.
I think it's
You're still
the second one, isn't
rejecting,
it?
Oh,
So,
you're still
on number
rejecting.
10,
'Cause it-
so on number 10,
Mhm.
we are failing to reject it, right?
Yes.
I thought we just said
no,
that.
I thought that we were rejecting it because it was,
One.
It's 0.333 and then 0.1. So that to be lower than 0.1 would have to be 0.09.
0.0. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I had them mixed up. I thought that if the p-value was higher, you reject.
No.
So if the
No.
p-value is lower than the confidence level, then you fail to, then you reject.
Yes.
Right.
But if the p-value is higher, then you fail. Okay.
So the way that they said it, like if it's low, it's supposed to rhyme with null. It
Mhm.
doesn't. But if the p is low, reject the null. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
That makes
You're-
complete sense.
So on that basis,
So we're still failing to reject it.
yes, we're failing to reject it.
And we
So then, and so I always thought, and I might just be making this up, but I thought that if the p-value was greater than the level of significance, then we always would say that we had insufficient evidence. Am I making that up?
No. So you're right, but the fourth one says, because remember the question is, are the means not equal? That's what we're trying to prove, is that there's different bills.
Oh,
And the fourth one says that the
okay.
bills are the same, but number 2 says the bills
the same.
are different. So we have insufficient
Okay.
evidence to prove that the bills are different. And that's why I said number 2 instead of 4.
Perfect. Okay.
So 11 is the second one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now we have to go in and change our data set.
I put my sticky food. Where?
Oh man, my Excel is crashing again.
Again?
I did it earlier today too.
Do you have the version from the school?
No, this was our own. I mean, but it's the most up to date.
Hmm. Are you guys missing some data
Yeah.
in the second one? Okay.
Yeah. So it doesn't have to be the same amount
Okay.
for this type of test.
Yeah, but you do have to remove the blanks, right?
Yeah.
You have to what?
Oh, never mind.
I don't
You
think
just
so.
can't have.
Can I have some gum?
I think it's you just leave it exactly like it is. I think.
I was saying that there was an actual blank in the data, and I was like going, "Oh,
I don't know where it is.
Oh, dang it. I put them in reversely. Sorry.
Oh no, which one's supposed to go first? I didn't read it.
Oh man, me too.
It should be Colorado. I think it's Colorado.
Colorado's first.
Oh, you're not gonna get down! What? I'll just go down. I'll go down. Okay, you want to put this back? Here. Right back. You want to have some chips?
excuse me."
Did she use that like last time? The breaking pack?
No.
Just put a little bit. It's a little piece of glue. That's why you put it. Please. Please.
Lainey, is everything cleaned up and your room cleaned up? No, it's not.
Okay, so for number 12, then the alternative,
Not equal to, right?
Yeah.
it's just not equal. Yeah.
Can we go towards the plate?
Yeah, until it's time for them to leave. You guys go jump on the tramp until it's time for Rowan to leave and then come back home, okay?
Mom, can I have it? Okay, once. Let's. Come on, guys. Let's go. No,
Okay.
we didn't
Number
go.
13,
Okay.
what's the test statistic?
negative 0.845.
Two.
Sorry, you guys. My house is crazy right now.
That's okay.
I don't have my data in quite yet.
Take your time.
Okay, so I got negative 8.45.
Yes. Oh, 0.845.
0.8.
Oh my gosh, yes.
0.845.
0.845. Oh my heck.
Number 14, what's the p-value?
0.411.
That's what I got.
Yep, that's what I got.
Okay, what's our confidence level? 0.05.
0.05, yeah. So we're failing.
Fail to reject.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, remind me how to do this part.
So, it says the margin of error, so we would just take the big one minus the smaller one, right? And divide by 2, isn't that what we did?
Oh, the confidence interval, yes. So,
So we
Well,
take the confidence.
Shouldn't we, I mean, isn't that already on our data sheet?
Those are
Confidence
those.
level is negative 5.147 and 2.214.
Yeah. But if we have to find the margin of error, don't we have to subtract them?
yes.
Oh, determine the margin of error. Yes, sorry.
So we subtract 2.214 minus negative 5.147 and then divide by 2.
I believe that, yeah, that'll give you a dead center.
Right. And then
And then you just take it and subtract it from one of the numbers or add it to the other number. That's not right, though, is it? Yeah. You get negative 1.467.
Yeah.
I think I did it one time until I did extra special stuff.
And so you take that number and just add it to like 2.214.
Well, you subtract it from 2.214.
Well, I mean, if it's a negative, you can just add the 2.214. Right?
Yeah. Yes. Well, no. So negative 1.45.147
Okay.
divided by 2,
Mm-hmm.
and that gives you 3.681. And then you take the 2.214 minus the 3.681.
So your center point, your point of what do they call it? The point of something is the 3.681. That's the center point.
Right.
Excuse me. No.
I mean, again, so I have the negative 1.467.
You don't need the negative 1.467. That was my fault. So you take the 2.214, the high interval, minus the low interval, and then divide it by 2, and that gives you the margin of error.
So the margin of error is the negative 1.467?
No, it's 3.681.
How do you get the 3 point?
You have to put if you're doing it in Excel, you have to put parentheses around the ones that you're subtracting.
Well, no, I'm just doing it on my calculator, so I took the.
So just try and visualize it. Imagine just a regular old timeline. You know what or not timeline, a number line. So you have negatives on one side. You know, imagine the -5 to the 2. So you know there's about 7, you know, in between them, right?
Yeah.
What you're trying to do is find the exact middle. Okay.
So I take
so you're going to take the difference of them.
So I take 2.214 minus 5.147.
Well, you have to minus the minus.
Well, yeah. Anyway, and then I divide it by 2, right?
So, right.
But then I guess
so
when
that
I get
tells you how far it is from one point to the center. And that's called the margin of error. From one of the outside edges to the middle is called the margin of error.
But then I got negative 1.467.
So what is the difference between -5 and +2? It should be -7.3, I don't know, something.
Go get shoes on. And
Yeah.
Do you get that?
So it should be 7.3 something.
7.361.
Yeah.
Do you get that, Robert?
So I'm
you
just.
know how we got that number?
But if I'm supposed to subtract the 2 from each other?
Sorry, guys. I'm going to be back in just a sec.
Okay, go ahead.
So if you just try to find the distance between -5 and +2, that's 7.
Okay, so I just subtract 2.214 from negative 5.147.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you
And then
should get. So that tells you what the. Okay, go ahead.
I was adding the 2.214 to the negative 5.147, but I see where I'm
You're
messed
trying
up.
to find the distance between the two, and then dividing that by 2 gives you the exact center, which is the margin of error.
Okay, so 3.68 would be your margin of error. So if you actually wanted to find the center point, you would have to add or subtract that.
Right. Yeah.
To your.
So negative 3.68 is the answer, though.
Well, it's not negative, though. Is it? Oh, yeah, I guess it is.
Okay.
No, a margin of error is how far it is from the center, so it'd be positive. Margin of error is always going to be positive.
And then you just, for the next 2 questions, it's just the lower and the upper.
And those are the ones that are on the spreadsheet, right?
Mm-hmm.
5.
And we got 100% on it.
Oh, good.
I don't care. I'll just wait for you.
Sorry. Okay, what are you guys on now?
We're on 100%.
Oh, sweet.
So
We're-
number 16. Did you get 16?
Just a second. I'm gonna do two.
I think that's where you left.
Mhm.
Okay, so on 16.681.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, and then the next one, negative 5.147,
Yep.
and then 2.214.
There you go.
That's it.
Okay.
So does anyone have any questions from the group quiz or anything before I stop the broadcast?
No,
No?
I think I figured out everything I need to learn that I missed the other day. So
Awesome.
Yeah, I know.
Good to
I feel
go.
bad that you missed it because we took a long time on the one on Tuesday.
that's okay. I wasn't feeling well, so it's fine.